McGuire. In fact, Mr. Caruso should be stumbling in any minute now. So, and it's great that that Ellen connected with lots of you, even from different spheres. I think the thing that really strikes me is the way this past year has unfolded. We got Ellen's diagnosis in October of 2013. We knew that the timeline on average was about 12 months if you were lucky. So the final act in this play had been written, and quite frankly, we just didn't know what the year was going to be like. Ellen had two major dreads. One was that she was going to get Alzheimer's and she'd be incapacitated for a decade or two, not knowing where the bathroom was. And the other was that no matter what it was she had, she didn't want it to be accompanied by any pain. So she was delighted to discover over the past year that pain could be managed pretty well. Fortunately, she didn't need a lot of it. But this past year, yeah, it wasn't a great year, but it wasn't a terrible year either. And what made it not terrible was many of you taking us under your wings, people making making dinner, Jung and George, Ed and Mary, Janet and John. Jada's made dinner. Am I missing anybody? Well, anyway, people have done that, and those were really good changes of pace for somebody who's getting chemo every week or every other week. It's really nice to be able to get out of the house and have something to look forward to. Others of you have been very religious and following up and making sure things were okay. Jack, I would say, if a week went by that you didn't phone, I can't remember it. I mean, you were always checking up and talking to Ellen, and that was great. Ray, I think, had something for us to do every weekend, and it was wonderful. It was a break, a change of pace, and it worked for both of us. I wasn't even reading the paper, so if Ray didn't point out that there was a craft fair in East Overshoe, I never would have known about it. So these kinds of things, I think, actually made the year pretty good. And when Ellen got to the last week, the efforts that, well, Sarah, you were visiting with Ellen too once she reconnected. So these were they were magnificent gestures, even though in a way they may seem trivial for the patient. They were great. So I can't say enough about how much those meant and how much the support during the last week from Sarah, Kathy, Ray, Lynn, Susan, all the people who stopped by. I mean, we had, I think it was, I can't remember what date it was. It might have been the 6th, but there was one day after Ellen got her final prognosis. We had an absolutely convivial time. Jack was there too, at the hospital. I remember going home thinking, what? I mean, it was so bizarre that here it was, the end in sight, but we were laughing and really enjoying the moment. So, my thanks for all of that. I don't think it would have been easy without the support that so many of you lent, and I've taken a lesson away from it too. I realize now what I certainly didn't appreciate before, that is how meaningful this kind of interaction can be. So my thanks again to all of you.
Welcome.
Welcome.